Hello, and welcome. Welcome to, contrary to what the stream actually says, welcome to episode 88 of the Chronicles of Nidum, run by us here at Dice of the Beholder and streamed on the ever-accommodating Heavyweight RPG.
Although currently asleep and not accommodating us at all.
Yes, unfortunately we haven't been able to get the title of the stream changed yet because the mentalist that is Heavy himself decided that he was going to run D&D for some American people this morning and was up until about 5 a.m. running a session for them, which apparently went really well, and I can't wait to watch it tomorrow. But yes, welcome to episode 88 of the Chronicles of Nidum. Before we jump into it though, our sponsors. Now, an official sponsor. Woo! After so long using them, we do of course have Sirenscape. So obviously, thanks as always for the amazing atmosphere and music. You can add the sounds you will hear here tonight and more to your games. All you got to do is download the Sirenscape desktop or mobile app. The app is free, comes with 20 sound sets that are included just to get you started. You don't even need to register. So please check out sirenscape.com to find out more, because epic games need epic sound. Yes, second sponsor of the evening, our friends over at Blink Dog Dice, a small dice maker based in Cardiff. You can see amazing examples of their work available on their Etsy store. Search for Blink Dog Dice, all one word, on all social media platforms, and the same goes for their Etsy as well. I haven't bought any for ages. I should buy some more soon. But yes, go buy as many sets as you possibly can and go show them some love and tell them we sent you. And third and final sponsor for the evening, all of Dice of the Beholder and Heavyweight RPG's Dungeons & Dragons content are sponsored by Loki Battlemats, an award-winning UK-based TTRPG accessory creator. There are many books of battle mats, little, big, giant sizes, and their modular book sets are full of amazing artwork that add an awesome backdrop to any tabletop game. If you're interested in finding out more, please search Loki Battle Mats, Loke, on Facebook, or visit lokibattlemats.com to view their amazing artwork and shop their physical maps, or Drive Through RPG, where you can view their digital maps, and I believe a few are on there just for you to test out as a pay what you wish. With Loki Battlemats, they have currently been nominated for an Annie Award for Best Supplement of 2022. Nominated again. If you can, please drop the link in chat.
Okay, so the link you gave me is too long.
Okay.
So I clicked it and it gave me this link. So I'm hoping it's the right one.
Okay.
Because it's much shorter than the one you put up, but it seems to go to the same place. So
awesome. Click the link in chat. It will ask you to vote for all 5 of the supplements. Obviously, put one as your most favourite, Loki Battlemats, and then the rest of the one.
Which one's Loki Battlemats?
For some reason, it didn't actually. Did it not do it properly?
It doesn't say Loki Battlemats. It's got Call of Cthulhu, Cults of Cthulhu, City of Mist Shadows and Showdowns, Root the RPG, Travelers and Outside Sin, Aspire, Sourcebook, and Untold Encounters of the Random Kind. That's what you've given me.
Untold Encounters of the Random Kind.
There you go. Okay.
That's the one with the very familiar Loki artwork, or Loki style artwork on the front of it. Untold Encounters of the Random Kind. So yes, please go vote. Stick that as the top one, and then do what you wish with the others. But yes, now we have everyone else.
Ta-da!
We are unfortunately missing an M tonight, but we have a Griffin to make up for it. Tiny little girl. There he is. Hey, the baby.
He is actually asleep, so I'm going to pop him back in his crib in a moment.
Okay.
Oh, he's woken back up.
I spoke too soon.
But yes, so is everyone ready? Hey all, you did catch up on time. Wonderful, Stu. Excellent, awesome. Okay, so last time on the Chronicles of Nidum, which was 2 weeks ago, because unfortunately I had the
The vid.
Yes, I had the vid. But yes, last time on the Chronicles of Nidum. While resting and allowing your stolen airship to recharge on your route further into the mountains, you were attacked by a flock?
Gaggle.
Yeah.
Murder?
Heard.
A herd of harpies. You were
Of course I've
attacked.
heard of harpies.
You were attacked by a herd of harpies, who fell quickly to your awesome might, but also then decided to flee when Oriana, using the crown of her grandfather, decided to dominate one of them and change their form into something much more demonic, slightly shocking the Reverend as they did. You then flew up and over the growing storm, and finding the eye, descended into it to find a small settlement, completely untouched by the raging storm around it. You disembarked, made your way into the only building that seemed to have light being cast from it, and upon entering, found a suave, charming, good-looking man talking to a much more down on his luck older gentleman. They were eventually introduced as Oriana's father, long lost and thought dead. And, after a few more questions, you discovered the older gentleman was none other than the humanoid avatar of Bahamut themselves, god of all metallic dragons. It was then, after a conversation about Bahamut needing to get to the Nine Hells to free Tiamat, so that they could bring dragons back to the world, that Oriana's father decided to throw in a few more surprises, introducing Oriana's mother, again, once more alive and well. Oriana, you were then taken by your parents to meet the creator of the swirling storm you were currently in the middle of, your little sister, Colette. She was the only one you actually seemed pleased to meet. And making fast friends, you had, at least from some of your party, the blood-tracking curse linked to the Inquisitor finally lifted, your first quest from oh so long ago.
Yay.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Introducing your friends and your sister to, your parents and your sister then to your friends, and exchanging some pleasantries and then saying goodnight. You all decided to rest your head where you may to deal with, Oriana very drunkenly deciding to rest their head so that they could deal with these new revelations the next day. It was just before bed that you then, Reverend, were met or were called upon by some force, perhaps a deity. But
Yeah, it could have been anyone, really.
after some winged, very fast-moving footsteps approached you and then disappeared almost as quickly, you were left with a broken symbol of Athena, burnt and scorched in your pocket. It is then the next morning, with the storm swirling around you, but safe, protected by the arcane circle put up by your sister and the quite sturdy building you are currently ensconced in. You all wake in the longhouse. There is the smell of crackling fire, or the smell and the sounds of crackling fire, the jest drowning out the wind outside and the distant thunder. What would you all like to do?
Do you want me to roll for a hangover?
Yeah, you failed your Constitution saving throw. So yes, I would like you to
Failed.
roll
Oh.
another con save. You absolutely failed your con save when you were drinking ouzo last time.
Oh, well, I've definitely passed it now. It's a 19 plus 9.
Okay. Yeah.
I may have been drunk, but I am not hungover.
Well, you're all
Right.
still quite far away from 25. So none of you currently know what hangovers feel like. But yes, you wake up. You are not as fresh as you usually are when you wake up in the morning, but you are by no means hungover, or there are no other ill effects that take hold on you.
Get up and head into the main room. See who's up.
You cannot see any of your hosts. Your father, your mother are not present. There do not appear to be any servants around. However, the long tables, where last night you first met your father speaking to Bahamut, are laden with breakfast foods.
Sweet. I'm gonna grab some eggs.
Cool.
Eggs and toast.
There are so many different breakfast foods there. Meats, cheeses, pastries. Just grab some eggs and toast.
Eggs and toast.
The rest of you wake as well.
I'll just sort of wander in, nod at Oriana, sit down and just start loading up a plate with food, but like this.
Okay.
I'm still like you in the morning, Brad.
Yes.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, the Reverend will come in and start eating breakfast. Sort of nods hello to everyone, but doesn't say anything.
Okay. And Ace as well comes in, looking fresher than anyone. Highly polished armor, and just kind of sits down, starts tucking into some food.
I go, Ori, your sister's cute.
Yeah, adorable.
Yeah, you got a sister.
Cute little thing.
I love that you said that to Griffin.
Yes, the slight issue I'm having is he starts falling asleep and then I talk.
As
Yeah.
you all sit down for breakfast, then the door does open, and at first no one seems to come through. It doesn't open very far until, very sheepishly, much lower to the ground than the rest of you, a small kind of cherubic, but obviously like scarlet red and horned face just kind of looks around very shyly at you all from behind the door.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Your sister smiles, rushes in to sit down next to you, and goes to go for the food, but then kind of looks at you, and then looks around again and picks up some eggs and toast.
Eat what you like, Colette. Don't worry about my diet. I don't eat meat, so
I thought her name was Cosette, because I thought it was the same
Colette.
name. I thought it was Cosette, because I thought it was the same name.
Cosette. I'm wrong. It was Cosette. Thank you.
I know.
Oh damn it! I wrote down Colette.
Just
Was
thought
that
I'd heard-
Colette, the last little girl you adopted? In the
It was a little girl I adopted.
haha, right, yeah.
Yeah, but her name wasn't Colette, I don't think. It might have been. Bryce got a name thing, apparently.
Anyway, don't worry about. I don't eat meat, so you eat whatever you want to eat. Don't copy me.
But I like eggs on toast.
Okay, but if you want bacon, have some bacon.
No.
Okay.
Do you want some juice?
Oui. Merci.
Just start pouring coffee for dice. Like, you've got to wake up.
Pour that and hand it to Cosette. There you go. Thank you, Ori.
The door opens once more, and looking around until their eyes eventually focus then on Cosette and the rest of you, and a smile breaks out across his face, is your father, Oriana. As he walks
Morning.
in, again, once more wearing the kind of overly large white shirt over black leather pants. It's open at the chest, pristine, almost glowing white in the darkness, and just kind of walks in, smiling at everyone. Hello, good morning. How are you
Good morning.
all?
Good. It dawns on me that I don't know your name.
That's right. I was an incredibly rude host the previous evening when you first arrived. Shocked as I was by your arrival, I forgot myself. I apologize. However, names are a very powerful thing.
Actually, your daughter.
Well, some might say that your parents are the ones who raise you. I didn't have much of a hand in that, now did I?
You did, however, give us your other daughter's name without questioning it, so it seems very weird now to hesitate over your own if you're willing to throw Cosette to the wolves.
And I know my mother's full name.
I misspoke. My name comes with a lot more weight or power
Next you'll
behind
be telling
it.
me you're a fae.
Not so much, but the rules are similar. There are books controlled by some mages where the true names of me and my brethren, would convey a certain amount of control over us. If you know my true name, for example, daughter, that hidden crown around your brow might allow you a bit more authority in a meeting with me.
And you think I would want authority over my own father, who until yesterday I believed was dead?
It has been a long
I'm not-
time since we have trusted anyone upon first meeting them, daughter.
Okay, then let's make a deal. You like deals?
I
You
do.
tell me your name. I won't ever summon you using the crown, or summon you using your name. Or use your name for anything nefarious.
I have a much better deal.
Oh, God. Yep.
The crown. For my name.
Want some coffee?
I would love some.
How about we try something else? What would you like us to call you? Because I think Daddy would be wildly inappropriate at this point.
And there, yeah, that's not. I
Not-
can't. No.
Not from you. And he says
It would
that to
be-
Dice.
Wildly inappropriate. And if you're not careful, I'm just going to start calling you Bob.
No, I don't like Bob.
Well, then you'd better
Harold.
give us something to call you. Rumpelstiltskin.
No.
Horatio.
No, I've met that horrible little goblin man. I do not like him.
Hey, Ari, we could just shorten it and just go Scum. I'm not actually being insulting, I don't know what to call you.
You may call me
Him?
Lucian.
Lucian.
Lucy it is.
You really opened yourself up for that, I think.
Not the first time. However,
Oh, gross.
it would, while we wait for my wife to join us, you must have questions. And he doesn't just direct that at you, Oriana. He kind of looks around at everyone as he asks that.
At this point, Lucy, our life has been very peculiar. And I'm sort of starting to just accept the curveballs as they come through.
I have a question for you, then, if I may.
For which of us?
All of you.
Mm-hmm.
You, well, three of you at least, appear close enough to be as sisters. You've grown up together, yes?
I wouldn't count Ace as a sister per se, but siblings,
No,
sure.
siblings.
Sorry, I meant the two of you, but it especially, but yes, Ace as well. Siblings.
Yes.
Yes.
Known each other since you were very small.
Yes.
Yes.
What broke the deal with Marcus? Why does he no longer care for you as he promised he would?
Bit of a long story.
I have nothing but time.
Touchy subject.
I can shorten it slightly, Ori, if you like.
Oh, yeah, sure. Because I'm sick of telling it.
Okay. Young elven prince with pet direwolves thought the prince was being chased by a direwolf, killed the direwolf. The elves then knew where Nidum was because they'd found it and because they'd seen humans using magic. Amazing. Then one of our party might have set fire to the castle that the elves were staying in and scarred the young prince, and then the Inquisition started chasing us, and we ended up with a blood trace on us, which, thanks to you, we have now had removed. So we ran all over the place, but we did make friends with the prince's brother, so that was nice. And now we're here. Short enough?
Oh, and the elves have disfigured the prince and blamed it on us.
No, technically that was
no.
the fire,
He was disfigured in a fire, blamed it on us, and said it couldn't be healed.
which is complete shit. Yes.
Yeah, it was a normal fire. It could have been healed easily.
Not the first time they've spun that particular lie, but the first time I think they've done it for a royal.
The prince's brother, or the other prince, I guess.
The crown prince's brother.
The crown prince's brother, the other prince, now knows that it can be healed. So hopefully he'll fix that. He's a good guy. You'd like him.
Hopefully he finds him. I hear the crown prince disappeared.
Then the Inquisition have him.
If only we knew where they were.
Now, wouldn't that be useful?
But what brought
Unfortunately,
you here?
We're heading towards Gracia. Gracia.
either.
This
We're
is
going
not...
on an adventure.
It appears you came in from the west. Gracia is south.
Well, we were in Paras, and we were supposed to have the blood trace removed, but the Grand Inquisitor interfered and is now mounted on a staff, but did manage to kill the Blood Mage before we could get the trace removed. We heard that
and Quill destroyed that giant crystal thing, so it means most of the elves have got their actual magic back.
Quite right too, yes. And then went on sabbatical for a while.
So where to after this?
The village of the Warforged. On the way to Grisha.
Oh, the Silver City.
That, yes.
Yeah.
I knew what it was called, obviously. Yep.
It at sunrise it is quite the sight.
I'm sort of hoping to find a friend there.
It is strange that you call any of them friend. Most of them are as cold as their outer shell.
Some of them are friends, and some of them are friends of friends. And
you have made some very strange acquaintances on your travels, haven't you?
Oh, we've
Yes.
missed the entire bit with the dinosaur and the underdog.
The gladiator trials,
The gladiator trials, yes, with
all of
the
that fiasco.
dragon soul that powers our boat.
There's the bounty hunter,
The bounty hunter, he was great.
the guard in that French village,
He liked you.
the
Where's
pirate
France?
crew,
Oops.
whatever.
Yeah, and the rescuing, of course, of the matron mother and freeing Marcus from that prison cell, of course. That was fairly relevant as well.
Oh, and the
Yeah.
fairies.
Never
Mar-
forget the fairies.
Marcus was captured.
Yes, the Inquisition had him. I suspect he may have gotten out anyway in the end, but the magic holding him in place was tied to his life force. So
Ah, yes, they must have learned from the last time.
we got him out. But in the process, Quill, our friend, dear friend, managed to destroy some sort of green heart, and then now all the elves are, apart from the Inquisition, who are still under the thrall of nothing.
I must remember to thank your friend Quill, should I ever meet them, for ridding me of the horrible block to my power that was that crystal heart.
That's a terrifying concept by your consent.
It freed other people, apparently.
It did a great many things. It was a focal point of the Nothing's power. It both fed its minions and, in turn, was fed by them. That is why your people, and he nods at you, Dice, that is why your people have been farmed like cattle for the slaughter for centuries.
Moo.
I do not think the Crystal Heart would have fed so easily on you, though.
Me and Ace are very bad slaves. Awful, really. The first time we met the High Inquisitor, I would have cheerfully stabbed him. But turned out Oriana had him in hand. And stole his girlfriend, so that was pretty funny.
Wife. Oh, no.
Girlfriend.
Girlfriend. Well, no, he wasn't interested in her, but she was with him. And she had an incredibly boring and lackluster husband.
And you turned...
She doesn't have that anymore.
You turned her head. Oh,
Turned more
wonderful.
than her head.
Wonderful. A chip off the old block. I think you're much more my daughter than your mother's. But
Possibly.
I also sense a power less infernal emanating from you. I think that belongs to your mother.
Possibly.
Anna is sort of, maybe an amalgamation. I'm pointing with a fork at the moment.
Yes, I can see how a meeting with your grandfather may not have gone so well. He never did like my choice in spouse.
No, and Oriana sort of glances down at the 3 scars across her chest.
Didn't go how he expected, at least, Ori.
Oh, no, but he left his mark.
So did you.
Yeah,
You stole his hat.
I did steal his hat. And a very fine hat it is.
Such a good hat.
I was half serious, though, daughter, about that crown. I will not take it from you, I will not demand it of you, but I would ask that should you ever see fit to part with it, that you place it in my hands and no one else's.
And what if I told Grandfather that he could have it back when I was done with it?
Is there a contract?
No.
Then you can give it to whoever you wish.
I suppose I could. And what if I want to keep it?
Then keep it.
I
However,
suppose you'll outlive me anyway.
perhaps it depends on how long you wear the crown.
Will it make Ariana more demonic? Less tiefling?
It is the curse of the crown that if it cannot burn out the less immortal part of your mixed heritage, Oriana, it will seek to control you. And it will never stop. There will come a time when perhaps your mind is distracted. And it will seek to overpower you. And then
Yes,
it
don't
will...
worry, I don't plan on keeping it forever. I just need it until this Inquisition is dealt with, and then it's all yours. Saves me trying to find somewhere to hide it.
Oh, you are to use it to kill the High Inquisitor.
I was hoping to.
Then please, I will be patient and wait. I have no issue with this plan.
Good.
You really don't like him, huh?
The High Inquisitor is the reason that this is the first time I've seen my daughter in 18 years.
Why are you afraid of him? Why hide?
He takes a moment and looks away from you, and he can't make eye contact. But eventually he looks back. My first thought was to react and demand you take that back. Deny that I was, in fact, afraid of him in any way. But you're right. I am a devil, a demon. There are horrors, tortures, perversions that I have seen in my time during my existence that you could not possibly imagine, nor would you want to. But it's the 9 hells. They all have a purpose. There is a reason for them, be it punishment, depravity for enjoyment, torture for information or favour. The High Inquisitor, there are things he has done, things he has threatened, things he has described, that no demon, no devil, no prince of the 9 hells would ever consider. And he does not do them for enjoyment. He does not do them for pleasure. He does not do them for gain. He does them simply because he has thought them. They will bring him nothing but the satisfaction that a thought he has had has become real.
Does it because he can.
He
Would it-
terrifies me.
Would it then please you to know that, well, he probably likes us even less than he likes you, first of all. We have mocked him openly to his face in public, danced in the same room,
I did turn down a wedding proposal by just running away.
and then danced and flaunted your affection for the prince right in front of his nose, and he could do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
He killed a friend of ours, and we freed her soul and broke a
That
little
was
of his
like
power in his mansion.
He's fetishized tieflings.
It's very creepy.
That has always been a particular enjoyment of his. The more
Creepy.
demonic looking, the better.
Unless they look like Mother. That's what pissed him off to begin with, wasn't it?
I don't think it helped.
He knows not what love is, only that he craves it, so he can understand it. And
So perhaps not love so much as avarice?
he could not understand why, when, regardless of how much power he could offer, not one demon, woman, or succubus that he summoned would ever care for him. When I imprisoned and experimented on, still found myself able to love his superior.
So what you're telling me is he craves affection.
He craves it so he can better understand it.
I wonder if he'd fall for an illusion of it.
So do I. He's already deeply into you. Perhaps you could have a change of heart.
He has already
I have to
found
seriously control my gag reflex.
he has already
Just
found
not-
the ultimate paternal affection.
Sure, the nothing strikes me as particularly paternal.
The nothing is whatever it needs to be, for its own ends.
He will come and find us, even without the trace. He will seek us out. I don't think he's capable of letting us go. Eventually, we will have to fight him.
Maybe I can convince him that I like a man who's persistent.
Honestly, it's maybe your best bet.
But what do I do then?
Keep him strung along. Say we are visiting some places, but when we return,
He's still going to hunt us, so he still knows we're actively trying to stop what he's doing. I'd have to convince him I was working for him and against you while looking like it was the opposite way round.
ooh, a double agent. That could be fun. And if it doesn't work, then we're no worse off than we are now, where he already hates us and wants us dead.
There's also that thing where he can read minds.
Not over a distance.
No, but I would eventually be in the same room as him again.
There are things we can do to shore up
You
your
never-
resistance.
And a man with a broken heart can be quite terrifying sometimes.
Are he already wants us dead?
True. But do I want to add more fuel to that fire?
We destroyed his house. We broke his hold over a vast quantity of the elven population, one way or another. He already hates us. If you can convince him otherwise, at least you might give us some room to breathe.
There is also the thing of trying not to retch when I'm in the same room as him.
And we keep it distant. We are traveling. You've convinced us to go on a fool's errand to another country to keep us out of the way, so that he can enact his plans, and then you try and find out what his plans are.
Perhaps. Seems a bit risky.
He
No,
is
it's
an intelligent adversary.
or he
Yes.
could inflect his dreams.
The lie would
think
need
I'm
to
in
be
them
incredibly
already.
convincing.
If Ori could convince his dreams, could infect his dreams in his sleep, and show him things he might want, it might make him more susceptible when she contacts him. It wouldn't be a quick campaign. This would be over a month or more of traveling and contacting. Ori, it's a horrible thing to have to do, though.
You hear a shout from the doorway. Just kill him.
I really wish I could. If it was that straightforward and simple.
Your mother walks in. Do not plan
Do not remind him of your existence. If you come across him again, kill him. Otherwise, do not seek him out.
I promise he is already hunting us, and still. The things we did in Paras upset the Inquisition greatly. We are, as far as he is concerned, I think, public enemy number one.
You
My
have
mother, if I could kill him on a drop of a hat, I would have by now.
made
It
a
wouldn't be his spell I have right now.
lot of
here.
friends on your travels, I've heard. Surely you could ask them to aid you, defend you. None of them would give up your position.
Wouldn't put them at risk of doing that.
We nearly lost some friends once very early on, when we didn't know how dangerous we were to hold.
Can't stay in one place for too long.
Even without the trace, I wouldn't. Sorry, Rev.
Also, we have business in Gracia. Potentially, that business is more urgent than it was this time yesterday.
The Inquisition is not well loved in Gracia. Perhaps if you
No.
stayed there a while and took a holiday from all of this.
A working holiday. I need to contact. Should hopefully be able to contact Hades properly there.
Gracia has many beautiful beaches. Perhaps you could all work on your tan. Though, you should be careful. And she points at you, does. Your skin.
I don't tan.
She kind of like takes your face in her hand and kind of strokes your cheek. You have a porcelain skin. You should not spend too much time in the sun.
No, all that happens is I get more freckles and then they merge together.
Oriana just sort of looks down at herself, then looks at her dad and goes, she realizes we don't tan, right? That the colour doesn't change.
What colour would you turn if you tanned? Is that what happened when you sneezed and turned yourself blue? That was actually a tan.
No, that was not a tan. That was something.
Your magic, it
No,
is sometimes difficult to control.
It's wild.
Perhaps you are more your mother's daughter than I thought. And she kind of playfully slaps him on the shoulder. I have never turned myself blue.
Have you hiccuped, Bubbles?
Oui. Pink bubbles.
Turned your friends invisible?
Oui.
I'm just going to look sadly down at the plate and go, I missed
I was
the
about to say
robot.
ride downhill in a mimic, but that wasn't the magic's fault. That was just a conscious decision I made.
Yeah, it was. It was great. You go, I missed the robot. Bring back the robot. The little rabbit.
I can't do it at will. I've done it twice on accident.
You know, and he's so cute.
Cosette's done it as well.
You summoned the little rabbit?
Oui.
Oh my god, I just want to look at one for a little while. I just want to look it.
But you are going to.
How do you feel?
You told Papa that you were going to the Silver City?
Is that where the rabbits are?
Oui, there are thousands.
Oh my god, I'm bringing one home.
You can't just. I'm sure there's citizens there. You can't just kidnap.
Ask, please.
Excuse me, little robot. Can I kidnap you?
To be fair, Das has kidnapped a dragon, in a sense.
I borrowed
Anyone
the
could
dragon.
kidnap a robot. I
did.
suppose it'd be her.
Technically, I did kidnap the dragon in the first instance, but then I gave her her freedom back.
You let her fly.
After a fashion. Once we're done with the ship, I assume she gets to keep it, right?
Probably. We'll have no use for it.
Exactly.
I suspect if she wants to, you'll struggle to stop her.
almost definitely
It's
true.
a very good point, yeah.
But I also don't think that she would. She's a good friend.
Yeah.
It is your ship, Dice. I do not want it without you on it. You hear the voice of Aurelia in your head.
But it's you. It's
She's
you.
talking to the ship again. just to let everyone else in the room know what's going on.
Yeah, because I'm fully speaking out loud, not in my head. But the ship is you. I like it. It's not mine. We're borrowing it, but it's your body. You are the ship. The ship is you.
In ancient times, when dragons were plentiful, many of us found a kinship with humans or humanoids, the mortal races. Some of us would name a bloodline or a family dragon riders and allow chosen few from each generation to form a much closer bond with us or our kin. You are my rider. I will not leave unless you send me away.
Well, I'm certainly not going to do that. I'm sitting there with like a cup of tea halfway to my mouth, listening to it. Like,
As this is going on, Oriana, your mother, walks around the table and places her hand on your shoulder. Might I have a moment?
Yeah, sure. Get up and I'll follow her out, but I take a cup of coffee with me.
No, Cosette. And you look back, and Cosette is also kind of following you, but kind of looks down, goes back to the table, sits next to Dice. And as you walk out, the storm's still raging around you, much louder now outside. You will not enjoy what I am about to say, and I am loath to say it.
Yep, no, go ahead.
We must part.
Well, yeah.
You have chosen to keep the connection alive between you and the Inquisitor.
Yes. I know. I don't plan on hanging around another night.
However, the connection is strong enough that the Inquisitor can now scry on the places you have been. And you can do the same for him.
Left that detail out yesterday. Okay. But if he scries on places I have been, will I know he's done it?
No.
Shit.
He will also not know when you are tracking him, unless you are staring straight at him. However, should he scry on this place, he will find targets that he has been after for a century.
Great.
We must leave.
Yes. Okay. Well, at least I know you're alive now, and I do have an ability to contact you, so...
I am, and always will be, incredibly sorry that I did not get to see you grow from a babe swaddled in cloth to the beautiful woman you are.
You did what you had to do. And I had a pretty decent childhood. I was raised by a druid.
Little gnome, a couple of 100 years old,
Yes.
good with a wooden spoon.
Yep. Great with one. Absolutely bang on target every time.
Marcus may have introduced us when you were very small. I am glad. She seemed a strong-willed individual.
That is definitely one way of putting it.
I assume Well, I can see it has rubbed off on you a little.
Somewhat. She taught me a great many things.
One day, when someone, very probably you or your friends, has dealt with the High Inquisitor, perhaps we can catch up.
Hopefully. Need to sort out Claw. He's pissed.
There is a son only a mother could love.
Hmm.
It has been a long
Oh,
time.
actually, there is a woman who loves him.
Oui?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Whether he'll ever accept those affections, I'll never know, but
Perhaps there is hope for him yet?
maybe.
Before we leave, there is a dark cloaked figure in your future.
How tall?
Very between 6
Oh,
and 7
okay.
feet tall. He has a glowing.
I'm just making sure it's not one from the past.
He seems to know you. I have dreamt of him. He has a glowing sword. And in my nightmares, he cuts you down.
Okay.
He rages at you.
Thanks for the warning. I'll be wary of 6-foot-tall cloaked figures with a sword. In this world. Can't be many of them, right?
There are not many I have seen whose swords glow red.
Oh. I've seen one whose sword glows blue. I'd forgotten about him.
Well, be careful.
Yes, well, if dear old uncle had just raised him better.
Your uncle?
Benkin.
You have met my brother?
Yes, I have.
Is he well?
He is dead.
But is he well?
Yes.
The look on her face, the strange conversation asking if a dead person is still well, like, you know, the fact that you've conversed with Benkin's spirit is absolutely like the second thought she'd had.
Yeah.
It does not in any way shock her at all. She's just, yeah, cool, all right.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
a thing that
he's-
happens. Yeah, fine.
It's fine. I think the cloaked figure you're seeing may be his apprentice,
Oh, that little shit.
who was also the reason Benkin was killed.
Oui?
Yeah.
I did always warn my brother that that little shit would get him killed one day.
He still believes, even in death, that he can be saved. And has asked me to not go so hard on him.
Well, as his closest remaining living relative, I ask that you kill the little shit first chance you get.
Gladly.
Oui.
But if this causes some brother-sister feud between the two of you, I want nothing to do
I
with it.
cannot speak to the spirits of the dead. It will not bother me.
Okay, but I won't hear the end of it then.
I am sure you could ask your patron to How you say? Block him?
Maybe. I try not to ask too much of him.
Sorry. I've got this image now of you ringing Hades, like ringing your service provider. It's like, hi, can you put a block on this number, please?
Yeah. He's really bothering me. He doesn't stop calling.
Hades there with a headset that keeps melting off his head. Yes, of course, no problem, madam. Well,
I want to hear Hades' customer service voice now.
She kind of motions towards you and then holds back a little.
I pull her into a hug.
Yeah, you read the situation correctly.
Yeah.
And she
I
does
squeeze her. I pick her up a little bit.
she does kind of stiffen in shock, but then she also wraps her arms around you and she holds you tighter than you've ever been held, and you can feel like a sob begin to build in her chest. But she does eventually like calm and just settle into the hug.
I have missed you, Betty.
When she calls you Betty, but you are easily like half a foot taller than her, at least.
Yeah.
You get your height from your dad, who's a couple of inches maybe taller than you.
Oh, yeah.
But eventually she does kind of let go.
I've not known you to miss you, but I will miss you now.
We will have a moment in the future. And we will share everything that has transpired since we parted. We will celebrate.
Yes.
And hopefully you will have
Someday.
another skull to add to your collection.
And she taps.
Ooh,
She
yeah.
taps the skull on your staff.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting one to hook on my belt.
Perhaps shoulder pads? A skull
Oh,
on your
no,
side?
that's a bit too much.
Oui. Well, she kind of agrees with you, and then you remember that you're looking at this woman who's covered in like imp skulls and like a big
Yeah.
kind of, on the top of her staff is a giant dire like infernal chicken head. And she's agreeing with you that it might be a bit much to have skull pauldrons while covered in dead bodies.
You should say goodbye to your sister.
Yes. And find a way to hurry up my friends without making them suspicious.
Oui.
Head back inside them.
Tell them, perhaps, I have discovered these scried on you before the curse was lifted, and none knows where we are. So we must all make preparations to leave.
That should work.
I will back you up.
Thank you. Let's go in.
Yep, she takes your arm, and you walk back into the longhouse, and everyone else is there.
I am still here, by the way. I'm just.
I know.
Tell. See bits of you moving occasionally in the blue light.
Yeah, sorry. Griffin, when Griffin's in his co-sleeper, the fan can't get to him and he starts to get too hot, so he's waking up all sweaty and upset. But as soon as I sit down in front of the fan with him, he goes back to sleep.
So you're staying there.
I'm stuck here for the time being.
You do seem a little bit like you're giving a witness statement on on the news.
Also, before we get back into things, when you said about the Inquisitor wishing to know what love is,
I want you
to show me, played in my head, and I had to resist the urge to sing it out loud.
Same.
I said it, and it played in my head after I said it.
That's what he does. He sits there in his own little study, his sad little self, listening to that song on repeat. Oh,
We
sorry.
talking about the Inquisitor
you-
now or me?
Cracker of a song, though, to be fair.
Okay. So you were all together once more in the longhouse.
Would like to be at this point making a mountain out of scrambled eggs with Cosette and seeing if we can roll mushrooms down the side of it, please.
Okay. You absolutely can.
We are racing mushrooms down the side of the eggs.
Very cool. Cosette thinks this is the best thing that has ever happened and has not said words for the entire time that Oriana's been outside. She's just been squealing in glee and delight, and thinks this is the best thing that's ever happened. Each time she squeals really loudly, there is like a very loud peal of thunder from outside, and the joy is just, it's evident on her face. Her face is lit up with how happy she is with what you're doing.
I'm gonna come over and steal one of the mushrooms as it's halfway down and eat it. You're muted, Mill.
No, I'm not.
Oh, that was weird. Didn't hear what you said.
Oh no, that means I lost. My contestant is no longer in the race. It is all over.
Oh well. Good time. We need to leave.
Okay.
Like
Sure.
now.
Okay. No
What's
problem.
the rush?
It would appear that the Inquisitor has scried on our location before we could get the blood trace removed, and knows everyone is here.
I see.
So
A pity. I quite liked
Do we need
how
to-
cold it was here.
It doesn't feel right. Would he come here and try and harm the people who live here? I don't want to.
yes, there's a bit of a history between my family and him.
I don't want to be the cause of
No, so
of anyone getting hurt.
we should set up.
We have many other hiding
if you-
places. We will all be leaving very soon.
Ah, okay, I understand.
I'm going to turn to Cosette quickly then and go, okay, but when the Inquisitor is dead, I want a rematch, okay?
We, of course.
And I'm going to like ruffle her hair and go and stand by the door to wait for Oriana.
She's
Bye, Lucy.
I pick Cosette up and give her a big squeeze.
This morning I had a sister, and now I go back to not having a sister anymore.
It's not true. I will always be your sister.
I go back to not having
Hey,
a
and,
sister who is there.
Hey, and Dice and Ace are kind of like siblings to Wari, so in a sense you have more than one.
More than one sibling?
Several siblings. We'll come see you as soon as we can. And if I remember, and when it's quiet and safe, I'll send you a message.
I will have to get a gift for next time I see you.
You don't have to get me anything.
But you brought me a family. You brought me a sister, siblings. I did not get you anything.
Not entirely true. I got you.
What?
And
she concentrates. And you can see it scrunches up her face and her hands begin to glow. All of the food on the table begins to glow. And you feel a warmth build in all of your stomachs. You are all under the influence of the Hero's Feast spell,
Hell yeah.
which means you are immune to poison, you're immune to being frightened, You all get to make wisdom saving throws with advantage, and you all have... Nice. Okay.
Oh shit! You're about to do something really sick to us, aren't you?
Yeah. You all have 14. There we go. Maximum. Your hit points have raised by 4. Your max hit points have raised by 14.
For 24 hours.
We'll see.
Okay.
Give me a second,
I feel weirdly strong.
because
I feel terrified.
Yeah, me too.
What's he going to do to us that he needs to buff us for?
Give me a second, because there is a flash of magic that comes from Cosette, because she just rolled a natural 1. So give me a second.
Oh dear. Robert!
Hang on.
I can hear him cackling in the other room and Discord's muting it.
Can't hear you, Brian.
You're muted.
I'm not.
There we go. There we go.
This is what... I'm gonna need everyone to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, not that one.
Okay.
Oh no.
Are we within 10 feet of Ace?
Yeah, all of you are.
Excellent. Then everyone
Gets advantage.
No. Is it
Plus
4?
something.
Plus 4, sorry. Everyone gets plus 4.
Oh great.
Plus 4 to your
Thanks.
state.
That really helps.
Yeah, it made a huge difference
I
to me.
need someone.
I got a 23.
A 23.
Uh,
Okay. I need someone
yeah.
to roll for Ace as well, please.
I'm doing it
Thank
now.
you.
I am.
16.
Go on, Dice. What did you get?
Dexterous as fuck. I got a 9.
Okay.
Oh, you did better than me. I got 8.
Okay.
Yay.
How many D8
We
do
were
you
stood
have to
right
roll,
next
bro?
to her, to be fair.
Hang on. It's only D6s.
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry, it's 8d6.
That's right. It's
isn't it?
8d6.
Not-
That's right.
I thought 60. I always confuse it. I always get it the wrong way around. 68.
Oh, I couldn't have planned that better. That's amazing.
8d6 much worse than 60.
Hang on. Let's see how bad this is, though. Bum, bum.
No, it's the same actually.
Okay. And I weirdly don't have that many dice out. So let's have it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Why? Which campaign did you think you were running?
I don't suppose he thought that Cosette was going to fire the newfound family.
Okay. Sorry, what did Ace roll?
That was a 16.
Oh, yeah, okay. It's not huge. From centering on Cosette themselves, a huge ball of fire expands in a 20-foot radius, encompassing you all. Ace and the Reverend, you take 10 points of fire damage.
You're going to have to apply that to Ace for me.
Oriana and Dice, you take 20 points of fire damage.
I'm immune to fire.
Oh, you're immune now, aren't you, because of the crown?
Yeah.
Oriana,
So I just stand there and take it.
Oriana, you take 0.
Oh, I also have resistance to fire because of the armor's molten plate.
Cool. So you only take 10 as well.
Yeah.
So the most you take is 10.
Fireball goes off and I'm just still stood there like, wow.
The rest of you are a little bit singed. Cosette
Is Cosette
Cosette
okay?
is completely unharmed. Absolutely no effect on her whatsoever. The only other person in the room then who seems completely unaffected to the point where they did not move and even their shirt is untouched is your father, Oriana, who just kind of stands there brushing some imaginary kind of speck of ash off his shirt as if
Ariana's doing the
Yeah.
same thing and then sees him doing it and goes, ah.
I brush off
How many
a real
How many
sort of...
temp HP did you say we got? Or no, it wasn't. It was an increase, to the max, wasn't
yeah.
it?
14. So we're still getting 4 overall.
Yeah.
I'm going to brush a little bit of ash off my armor and wander over and pick up a piece of bacon off the table and go, extra crispy.
Oh yeah, all the food on the table is on fire, or like smouldering, or is just burnt to a crisp now.
I'm sitting there eating carbon.
I think the Reverend is unfortunately too perceptive not to have noticed the effect before it, but it's still going to be like, I think I like that first gift more than the second one.
Yes. I've never made that happen on accident. I have definitely done that on purpose.
One of the most beautiful things about playing a wild magic sorcerer is that you can absolutely do that at level 1 and just, end your entire campaign with a TPK.
I am sorry.
Hilarious. We're not hurt.
Oh, that's no harm, no foul. Miss, that's quite
Actually,
alright.
because of your first gift, I still feel better than I did when I got up this morning. So, on balance.
Perhaps we should take this time to leave before
Yes.
our little fire starter explodes again.
No, but she did such a good job. Goodbye, Cosette, and I'm going to give her a squidge.
She gives you a squidge as well. Much more difficult through your armor, but she manages it.
No, because it's second skin, isn't it? So it shouldn't be. It's an infiltrator.
Most of it is second skin, but you still have quite solid panels in it from the adamantine that's been worked into it.
Okay.
I give her a squeeze and then I ruffle her hair.
The Reverend stands around awkwardly.
Ace
not
also.
Not a part of this family.
Aww.
Doesn't get cuddles. Fine.
As we're going, I go, one day I'll let you visit my dragon. Goodbye.
And
as I walk past Ori's mum, I'm like, she's so cute.
Cosette's eyes go wide at the mention of a dragon and starts tugging at her dad's arms. Can we? I want to see the dragon. The ship is still parked where it was.
Hop on board?
Off to the Silver City?
Yeah, I suppose that's the next stop.
I'll get unfold my wings and fly up onto the deck because it's just more fun. Who wants to use ladders? Jeez.
I will board the ship in the usual way.
Okay. And as you all get back on the ship, then the sky above you is quite bright. You can see this small hole, quite far up in the air, where the eye of the storm is open. You can see the unbroken blue sky above it. And it is starting to brighten. You feel it might be still quite early in the day. And Aurelia comes over to you. Comes over to you, sorry. Her voice...
I was going to say, does she?
Her voice comes through. Would you still wish to travel to the city of the Warforged?
The Silver City, apparently. Although, maybe we should park a little outside and walk/fly/ride in. Perhaps they won't be so friendly. Like the guy with the many, many swords.
Yes, of course.
I don't know.
Would you like me to land outside or above in the air?
Land outside, because I think we may need, if we're going to be visiting properly, not all of us can fly. So. How long will it take to get there?
If we are not hindered by the weather or attack, perhaps this time tomorrow.
Okay, good. I've got a thing I want to try and build. I'll see everyone later. I'm going to immediately go and disappear and try and find a load of scrap metal.
Okay.
There are parts and scraps in the same little kind of workshop area that you worked on the Reverend's gun with them. But yes, the rest of you buckle in, and the ship begins to rise once more into the air, circling around the boundaries of the eye of the storm. You look down, you do see two taller figures, with a very small figure waving at you, until they become the size of ants and then disappear from sight. But yes, as you make your way out of the storm then, we're going to take a break. 'Cause it's 5 to 9, and we will be back in about 15 minutes. If you
Good, I really need to pee.
If you haven't done already, there is a message in the chat just above. Mill, if you can probably maybe post it again. It is a link. You've done it. Fantastic. Yes, go vote for Loki Battle Mats for best supplement, best TTRPG supplement of 2022. Loki Battle Mats is... I've lost it again. Which one is it?
The bottom one.
Yes, it's that one. I can... Hang on.
The Untold Encounters of a Random Kind?
Untold Encounters of a Random Kind. Put that one as first and then do what you want with the other 4. But yes, please go and vote so they win another Emmy Award. Thank you. But yes, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 10-15 minutes. See you in a bit.
Bye.
Hello! Yes, we're back. But unfortunately not for long, which is why you are graced with just my beautiful face instead of the wonderful faces of everyone else. The British are not used to the summer. Or, recovering from COVID. And so...
Or babies. Babies are just not used to temperature at all.
Yeah, but... Imagine a baby with the name Technical Difficulties. It would make it so much more sense all of the time. Sorry, technical difficulties. Yes, but because obviously Griffin is awake now, because it is too hot for life, which is something I get it, Griffin. I absolutely do. And I am exhausted after COVID because it kicked my ass, and I find it difficult now to run up and down stairs. Unfortunately, we are going to have to call it there for the evening. I am very sorry, but we are very, very sorry. It's such a short one this time round. However, we will, hopefully, everyone will feel much better and it will be cooler next weekend. Everyone cross their fingers. We will return with episode 88 part 2 next weekend, or episode 89. But yes, really sorry guys, but we are going to call it there for the evening. But yeah, thank you for turning up, even though it's a short one. It's going to be really hot in our country this coming week too, wish you luck. But yes, as always, please join us tomorrow. Much less thought needs to go into tomorrow night, at least from my end, anyway. Which is, the only reason to ever play the dumbass of the party. But please join us on this channel for episode 20. I think it's 20.
It's 20.
Episode 20 of When Glory Is Not Enough. You get to see me and Amelia play and Heavy run with the...
Oh no, we don't get to see Heavy run.
The biggest group of Chaos Goblins that I've ever had the pleasure of playing in a party with. And then obviously join on Tuesday for episode 70-odd, 5, I think, 76 maybe, of Fables Among Titans. I don't know if this is a Thursday week, but we might have Carbon, and we'll see when the Americans want to play Session 2 of the wonderful new campaign that Heavy's trying to convince the American lot to bring to the channel as well. But yeah, other than that, as always, take care, stay safe, look after each other, continue to wear masks. If you, because, you know, it's just fucking common sense. We love you guys, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Oh, I don't know why I'm waving. No one can see me. Bye.